Hey guys, welcome back. Okay, so I do have some stuff to say about this new enemy. So I have a note that I don't really like, so I'll fall back on the enemy stuff if I start talking about this note and I don't like it. Did they say the name of the enemy yet? That's something. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. This might be a spoiler, but the name of these new enemies. So they're like these acidic monsters. They charge at you and spray acid on you, and they do extra damage. I don't know if I can. I can't kill him. Oh, there's another one. Look out. They're called Shamblers. Okay, we got runners. It's cool. They run at you. We got clickers. Well, that's cool. They click. They use like echolocation. They can't see you, but they can click at you. We got bloaters. That's fine. You know, they're big. They're bloated. You know, we're getting a little bit weird there, but it's okay. So what are we gonna do in the second game? What are we gonna call these guys? What about Shamblers? Because they kind of like shamble around. Jesus Christ, Jerry. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. Jerry's terrible idea. But we'll try to think of something better, and we'll just keep it at Shamblers for now. He's gonna die though, right? Maybe not. Oop. We're doing this. Ah. Let's get the Shamblers out. Let's get some space. Ready? Oh, that's gonna hurt. Let's do the shotgun. Oh.
Fuck these assholes.
And I'm gonna spoil something again.
No, I'm clean.
Well, actually, I guess I can't say this, but
Is that what they call them? Yeah.
Shamblers. I can't take that seriously.
I don't fucking know. But they're disgusting.
That's a bad name. That's a bad name. I'm sorry. It's dumb. I know you have to name them, but it's bad. So I never got an explanation for why these Shambler things exist now and they didn't in the first game. Spoilers, I guess. I mean, I can't really say that. I don't know. Maybe there is an explanation in like a piece of paper you find somewhere. But I haven't seen it. I was thinking what they were going to do is just, well, maybe in the Seattle area, there was some kind of a nuclear radiation that affected the bloaters and made them acidic. You could do something like that so that you could say, well, in the other areas, they don't have these bad guys, but here they do. But I never got that explanation.
Ugh, look at those acid burns.
Shamblers. I can't get over that stupid name. I guess I was trying to do a little bit with Jerry, but I guess the bit would apply to like, well, I was why do all these people, they just agree on these names? Like, there's like a town hall meeting and they say, well, we got these new enemies, what are we gonna call them? Next order of business, there are these acidic monsters attacking people. What do we call them? But Jerry in the back is like, we call them Shamblers because they kind of like shamble around. Everybody laughs at Jerry. That's so stupid. Then I guess maybe a Shambler like breaks into the town hall meeting and eats Jerry. And then everybody's like, well, we gotta call it Shamblers now, right? I mean, to honor Jerry. That's the only acceptable way that we could use this name. Otherwise, it's stupid. I don't like it. Shamblers. It's not menacing. No. Oh my god. It's a Shambler. We have to hide. There's too many Shamblers. This is stupid. Okay, I can't just keep talking about Shamblers, can I? Another thing about this game that it's okay, but it's not when you put one. Well, this is. I guess I could take the hint.
Come check this out.
Something I didn't mention that I wanted to mention is like I had a really, really, really high expectation of this game, and it's always hard to meet those high expectations. That's why I think the ending of this game is a little bit disappointing because you think, oh, it's gonna be amazing, it's gonna be as good as the first one, and then if it's not a total masterpiece, you think, oh, it's bad, but it's not. So all that is to say that in this game they do the same thing as the first one, which is they leave notes around for
Shamblers?
world building.
As if the others weren't bad enough. Guess that's nature for you. Yeah. Nature's an asshole.
Life finds a way. It becomes a little bit. Sometimes you read a note and you think, well, why did he write this note? Why is everybody in this world writing notes and leaving them? And the note is always like, if you find this, I'm writing this note in case my wife and kids can see it. But the wife and kids never see it. You'd think once in a while the wife and kids would get the note, and then I guess then the note wouldn't be there. So, but every time you see a cool scene of like you go into a nursery and there's a kid who's dead, and it's like, whoa, this is so weird. There's a note there, and it's like, well, I had to kill my kid because the walkers are coming. I mean, it's cool to know the story behind the scene, but would a person really leave that note there? I always think about BioShock. I think BioShock is the best. They leave these tape recorders around the world, and they had a good explanation for why the tape recorders were there. I don't remember. But you would get color for the world. Like, there was the guy Ryan who created Rapture, and he would leave notes around about his philosophy and what he wanted Rapture to be. And then there was this insurgent guy, Fontaine. It's weird that I remember the names. I haven't played it in a long time. Frank Fontaine. He would leave like messages about what he's doing and his philosophy and why he thinks Ryan needs to die and stuff. It's cool. And they're kind of doing the same thing in this game with the scars and the wolves and the seraphites. Here's another note. Oh no, it's not a note. The sculpture.
Hey, doesn't this look like the lady from the scar graffiti? Yeah. Why do you think the wolves call them scars? After the shit we saw today, I'm not sure.
Because they got scars. Oh, here's the code is one. I'm not sure. Yeah, I couldn't figure out what the code was. They gave you the first 3 numbers, but I'm just gonna look it up.
Let's see.
I don't mind doing this. Last of Us 2 soda code 15243. Oh, they give you the first 3. So then you just have to guess. And I think I guessed it right on my first try, but it's just 4. Because you can't use the same number twice. So it's easy to figure out.
Yes.
It's either 15243 or 15234. So yeah, my note. Yeah, I definitely don't have enough time to talk about this note. It's really dumb. And whenever I touch my note thing, it brings me to the bottom. I'm so sorry. Okay. Do I have time? No, but I'm going to start anyway. I was talking about the idea. Oh, in my, I was talking about this in my voice memo thing that I do every week. The idea of simulations. Are we in a simulation? What would it be like to be in a simulation? What's the point of humanity? Are simulations inevitable? I've been thinking a lot about happiness. And I keep thinking about this idea of what's the goal of humanity, because it does seem like we're just working towards something, right? We're not where we want to be. So that means, and we're working towards something. So that must mean that there's a goal for humanity, right? And I think the goal is for everyone to live a fulfilling and happy life. But is that possible in our current world, where things can just kind of happen randomly? You can get cancer and die. You can get hit by a car. That wouldn't... You can live a fulfilling and happy life without those things happening. You can live them with those things happening, but it's a lot of extra work, and sometimes people just die, and then you die, and you're not happy. So, is it possible for everybody on the planet to live a fulfilling life in our current world? And I think the answer is no. So then you create a simulation, right? You create a simulation where you can control those variables a little bit. Well, what if we create a simulation where the world is exactly the same as it is now, but, well, what's a bad thing that can happen to you? If I'm driving home, I could get hit by a car, and I could break my arm, or I could, well, it could just be bad because like I have to like pay my insurance. My insurance rates will go up. So what if you take that variable out? Let's say you could still drive, but if you get hit by a car, you don't have to worry about money or your insurance. Or maybe your arm gets hurt, but it doesn't hurt that bad, and you can still do stuff. It's just like a slider on a simulation. Like, just turn the consequence knob down, I guess. And then you think, well, if there's no consequences, then are people just going to be terrible? But we could figure that out later, right? Oh, I just went in a circle. I'm not gonna have a point to this, which is why I didn't really want to talk about it. But another part of it is never dying. Does life have value if you never die? Well, I was thinking I'm gonna die for sure. Some people think, well, maybe, you know, in the future you could transfer your consciousness into a computer and then you would never die. In the next 60 years, I don't think that's going to happen. I'm going to die. Maybe when I'm 90, I don't know. Maybe when I don't know, I could die tomorrow. Who knows? But I'm going to die, for sure. I think the only way I could possibly... I just had this weird thought about it. The only way I could live forever is if... I might go in a circle again, but we'll see. In the future, in the very distant future, like 200 years from now, there might be a way to...
There must be a way around.
To transfer, like, your genetic... I think there might be a way to recreate your parents in an AI so that you can kind of talk to them, and it would be a copy of them. Like an exact copy that it's like in your computer that never dies. It's just a computer program. I guess if you lost the program, they would be dead, but maybe you can get it somehow from your own genetic...
Ellie, there's a path here.
Your own genes somehow, your own DNA. And so I thought, okay, if I have kids, then they'll be able to do that. But that technology probably won't exist when my kids are alive and they die.
Shamblers. We got this.
And then at that point, would my great grandkids even care that much about me to want to recreate me and talk to me? Probably not. I don't know. I mean, I guess it might be interesting to talk to my great grandpa for a little bit. Oops. But it does feel like there's a time clock on that. I mean, it would be interesting to talk to George Washington. But would it be interesting? Would my kids care enough about me to want to recreate me in an AI? Probably not. And it's probably going to be expensive. So there's a clock on that. My kids would. If I died, my kids would want to talk to me after I died. So, I don't know. There's not really a point to any of that, but... Let's go. Go. I just thought, what's the goal of humanity? It's for everybody to be happy, right? Is that a shambler? Well, let's do this thing. I got plenty of ammo. Stand back. Here we go. Oh. Ah. They're shambling me. I gotta reload quicker. Oh. Now let's use this. Is that it? I told you that was a bad note. Well, at least I felt like the first 6 days I did were... Well, the problem is that this note was kind of old, and I didn't really remember everything that I thought was interesting about it. So I do kind of have to talk about the notes right when I think about them, because then when I write the note down, I think, oh, this is interesting, I should talk about this. But then over time, I kind of forget why it's interesting. And I just have the words. I try to recreate, well, why was this interesting? But I don't know. Also, another thing about those Shamblers is, like, they don't really add a new interesting dynamic to the enemy encounters. It's just, they're the same as the bloaters, except they just explode acid at you instead of throwing those bombs of spores. It's kind of the same thing. It doesn't. I don't know. They're not different enough to be. So, a little bit tiny spoilers. There is another enemy coming up, which is a little bit more interesting. A new enemy. I'll talk about them when they appear. But you can understand that enemy a little bit better. Oh, this is a cool new enemy. The dynamic's a little bit different now. So that's good. But I don't understand the Shamblers. They're not necessary. And you should just take them out for the name alone. That name, Shambler. Good God, man. Okay. This might be a cutscene, I don't know.
There.
Okay. I made some good progress this week. And I'll keep playing this game every week until I finish. Another 6 weeks, I think. It's not too bad. If every episode is 20 minutes and the game is about 25 hours long, that's about, I think it might be closer to 80 episodes. So that's like, yeah, another 7 or 8 weeks or something. But I hope I'm doing a good job with this, because you're going to be seeing it for a long time. So I played the first Last of Us all the way through. Those episodes are terrible. Don't watch them. As opposed to these, which are probably the best videos on YouTube, if I do say so myself. Sarcasm. Okay. So, I guess that's it. I'll see you tomorrow. And have a good day.